Hi everyone, it's the interview queen Alicia Atout here, and I am very, very excited to welcome you all to my interview with the big bad wolf, Dennis Wolf. Hello.
Hi, Alicia. Thank you for having me. It's absolute pleasure doing an interview with you.
Thank you so much for hopping on here, for taking the time. I'm so excited to have you on my show. So, how are you and how are you holding up with the world that we are all living in right now, this craziness?
Oh yeah, you say it. Thank you very much. But yeah, as you said, this is a total craziness right now. It's happening since March, and yeah, it seems like it doesn't have any end in sight. So pretty much everyone is upset, don't know what to do, and the state is shut down again, probably like California the last week. So it's very intense situation. Yeah.
What are some of the things you've been doing to keep your mind sane and to keep your boredom at bay recently?
Well, I have a lot of work with my athletes. A lot of them are not competing this year, but it's still work to do, So I'm kind of keep myself busy with that.
And I've noticed something else you've been posting a lot of, because it looks absolutely delicious, are just tons of different meals and desserts. Like you posted this chocolate cake this morning, and I was like, I almost wrote you off of it. Like, what is that? Because it just looks so, so good. So obviously, for years, nutrition and eating habits have been a huge part of your life. So how strict is your diet at this moment?
Well, after my career, I'm kind of stepped down from all my habits. I'm still eating clean though, but I'm a kind of sweet tooth, so I have always to add some desserts to my meals. So like um, as example, my breakfast is always pancakes with some tasty fruits. It's kind of my thing in the morning. But the rest, I have like 2 3 meals during a day, and kind of enjoying everything. Kind of trying to eat healthy, but not no strict diet.
And that must be so nice because for years, you were in this field dominating, always having to be completely shredded, and you still are, but it must be a little bit different having those options now to not be as strict and actually enjoy something once in a while and not think of any repercussions.
Right. In some point, this is great, but another point, I'm kind of out of this mentality. The mentality was I have a goal, I have a something I'm working, and there's always a date. Which is always in the head. Like every prep, every off season, you always make a plan in your head. And right now it's a little bit different. I'm kind of free up here, and trying to do different things, trying to focus on different things, just trying to enjoy more, as well as food. So I can eat just once a day for a couple of days, and then going back to my normal schedule, 3 4 meals a day. So I'm kind of not worried about anymore because I don't have to. I'm
Right.
kind of still going to the gym, still doing my stuff, and just trying to enjoy my life, not as a proactive bodybuilder, like I used to.
That's amazing because you're still living that healthy lifestyle, but you can actually just take a step back and not have to worry about anything. So I can only imagine the relief that you must have because there's not that constant stress of, oh no, what's this going to do to my body?
Oh, I can tell you, back in the days when I was competing, there was always all my daily schedule was just because I was going after the watch. I was always worried about. Okay, I finish my first meal, and then I have it in my mind already. Okay, 3 hours later or 2.5 hours later, I have a next meal. So, and that was my life, from meal to meal, from workout to workout, and I'm kind of out of it for a couple of years. It's weird though. It still feels not right because I was used to it for so many years, but I'm gonna have to. I'm cool with that because I retired a couple years ago. I was forced into retirement basically, but I'm kind of good with it. I'm not thinking about what happened in the past, but I'm just looking forward to anything what happens in the future.
No, definitely. And it's really nice to hear that you're having such a positive outlook because 2 years ago, there were so many rumors online, people saying, he's not retiring, he's just stepping away for a couple of years, and it was getting spun so many different ways. So the fact that it has been a couple of years now that have gone by and it's sunk in, and you seem super happy with everything, like that's really lovely to see.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am really a lot better in my head. All my mind is working differently right now. But 2 years ago, after my comeback, well, I tried to make a comeback, and it was the worst thing ever. I probably did, because I realized the fact that I will probably never be again on stage, never competing again, or never train again like before, or like I used to. So it was hard. But right now, after 2 years, I'm kind of, not dealing with that anymore. So hard
You're
on
used to it.
my.
Well, you mentioned training there, and I know that growing up in Germany, you started to train in martial arts, and then that started to segue into bodybuilding. So when did you realize that you wanted to go just from working out like most normal people, hitting up the gym a couple times a week, to intensely working out, it literally becoming your life, and then dominating competitions in the world of bodybuilding?
Well, I started early with all kind of sports. I think I was 14, 15, and then until 19, I was kind of jumping from one sport to another. I started with basketball, and I was many martial arts. And then at the age of 19, I went to the gym with my friend. And after 3 weeks, my friend got lazy, and I was by myself. And I'm kind of fell in love with that. So with
Yeah.
19, I started, working out in the gym, lifting weights. And then 2 years later, I was already on stage, because I have so many guys who were telling me, "Hey, man, are you planning to compete?" I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I was just doing this sport.
Right.
But yeah, but I already had the potential. So the people could see, through the shirt, during the workout. They could understand, okay, this guy probably had some potential to, to go on stage, to do some competitions. Yeah.
You mentioned how you didn't really know much about that world at first. So did it take a minute to get used to the conditioning, the nutrition, and just being like full on immersed into everything? Or did you catch on to it fairly quickly?
Actually, there was one guy, his name is Mike Schultz. The German guy was a friend of mine. And in the beginning, when I was 20, he told me all this stuff, like what to eat, what not to eat, and the first prep for the show was kind of just 8 weeks, because I started late, because I have no idea what shows I'm gonna do anyway. What excuse me, what federation, anything of this. I had no idea, and then I kind of started dieting, and it was pretty easy for me, because I was not a huge eater. I didn't eat a lot at the time, so with 3-4 meals a day, I was getting in shape, and looking great. So in the year of 1999, I competed in my first show, and was second. A newcomer competition. So
That's
all the
awesome.
first time on stage, I was second. So that was amazing. And a year later, in the year 2000, I won my first overall win. So that was amazing. And since the year 2000, I was kind of planning to do more, to move forward. Maybe looking in the professional side of the sport, because we used to have a lot of great athletes coming for the guest posing to the smaller shows, and there were Markus Ruhl, Günther Schlierkamp, all these guys. I was just amazed how insane they looked, And then my friend Mike Schultz, who were watching one guy guest posing, he asked me, "Do you really want to look like this? Can you imagine that?" I was like, "No." And then a couple years later, I was much better than the some guys which I was looking
Wow.
to, and this is just, I think, genetics, and of course the drive. You if you want it, you need to go for it all the way.
You had posted something recently through Instagram. It was like, if you have a goal, do everything you can, and you will most likely be able to achieve it. And of course, one of those goals, and I'm assuming especially when you came in second for your first competition, you were like, okay, I can do it. One of those goals was, of course, winning the Arnold Classic, which you went on to do in 2014. So I would just love to know that moment, being in the moment when you actually heard your name, just that feeling that ran through you, and if that moment really drove you going forward in all of your future competitions.
I can honestly say that was my dream. I was always looking forward to win the only one show, and it was the Arnold Classic. Probably, because Arnold was my huge superstar when I was a kid. I was growing up with watching movies like Running Man and Predator, all the
The
stuff.
best.
Yeah.
I love Running Man.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, this is it was really weird for me because I've won a couple shows before, the smaller shows, but this is the second biggest show what we have, after Mr. Olympia. And I was talking before to Arnold, or Arnold was talking before all the time, backstage, even German, so everybody was looking weird at me, like, what, you're talking to Arnold in German? So yes, all the time. So, and it was kind of nice. Even after he gave me the trophy, he started talking to me in German, and that was for me the most amazing thing ever, because Arnold, who is Arnold? Can you imagine that? And he speaks to me in German language. I was amazed, and then I was kind of lost. I didn't say I didn't know what to say, and that was the greatest moment for me, of course. And then, of course, half a year later, I won the second Arnold Classic in Europe, and that was just top of
Right.
cake. That was amazing too.
It's absolutely incredible. And just hearing you talk about it years later, the fact that the passion is still there and I can see the excitement reliving the moment in your head, like that's a really cool thing, I'm sure.
Well, everyone, doesn't matter is it in sport or in business, if you doesn't have a passion for what you do, it's not the right thing. And I guess you probably not be successful in this, because without passion, you cannot reach your goals.
I couldn't agree more with that statement. I find the more passionate I get, especially hearing stories like that inspire you to want to do more. That is that drive that keeps you going. Because once that's gone or the passion's gone, it's like, why even do it? Just take a step back at that point.
Yes, yeah, that's kind of true, yeah.
For me, one of the best parts of my job is traveling and how there are so many great places you can go. And you share a lot of throwback photos from when you've traveled. And the funniest one to me was the throwback picture you posted in Mexico, where you had a cigar in your mouth, beer in your hand, and you just looked so happy. So for you, where are some of your favorite places your profession has brought you to?
Oh wow, I don't even know where to start with, because I've been traveling to so many places, many countries, and the part what I really don't like on this is, if you are traveling for guest postings and seminars and expos, you actually don't really have enough time to for sightseeing or anything else. What I do now, because I was heavy and then always busy. That was the worst thing. You cannot enjoy the country or the place you are, because 2-3 days, and then you gotta leave because you have to move to another appointment, because during the season, almost every weekend is something. You're guest posing and then flying to another country, and so on. But I took some time off for myself after 2012 season, and I went to Mexico, Honduras, all these Central American countries with Eric von Däniken. That's a huge star. I don't know if you know him. He's a book author, and then been in this business for a while. All these alien stuff, but I was not interested in that alien stuff. I was interested in all these pyramids, all these structures. I was really amazed, during the travel for 2 weeks in Mexico, Honduras, and all these other countries. It was something different what I used to. I was kind of free. So the picture with the cigar and beer in my hand, we were stuck in the jungle. We were waiting for a plane. yeah, for probably 6 hours,
Wow.
because yeah, we had two groups, and one group left, and we are like, okay, we stay here and wait until the plane came back. So we're yeah, it was 6 hours, and we had only alcohol and cigars on the table. So it was kind of small place with some soldiers around it,
Oh
and
my gosh.
somewhere in the jungle. But it was fun. So we were safe, but it was weird. I never had a feeling before. So you kind of felt less lost. So
Right.
middle of the jungle, and then sometime later, like 6 7 hours later, the plane came middle of the night, and we had to start. And I was like almost throwing up because of the burn fuel. It was I understand, to make it understand. So it was smelling in all the time in the plane. So for
Okay.
1 hour we were flying, and
It's all
you
you
know,
smell.
trying to
No.
not get poisoned by that. So that was the worst thing. But anyways, when we got back, everybody was happy that there was no accident or something like this, because you never know in these countries, if you're by yourself, anything can happen. So, but it was one of the amazing vacation I ever did, really.
Well, I'm glad that you had so much fun. Everyone got back safely and that you enjoyed yourself because who knew there was such a great story behind that one still photo? I love when I hear things like that.
But the greatest thing is you meet so many great people. So
Right.
there were so many people from different areas, and also different jobs, different professions. So most of them were professors, doctors, all this stuff. And I was like a bodybuilder in between. So, and kind of it was kind of weird because they were all interested in what I'm doing, because I look okay, not normal for them. And then I was flying in from Las Vegas. Everybody else was flying in from Europe, so they were already kind of amazed at who I am, what I'm doing, and that got some interest in. And yeah, we had a lot of great conversations during the evening dinners or something. That was really amazing. Yeah.
That sounds incredible. And it might be silly, but over the years, I'm sure when you walk into a room like a physique like with a physique like yours, just absolutely huge. Did you get used to it over time? Kind of people like glaring over and wondering like, what does he do? He looks different than all of us.
Actually, yes, you get used to the looks, to questions. I mean, in the beginning, the most question I was asked, how much do you bench? I mean, doesn't matter where I was, in a plane, in a bus, in a taxi, or just went out. That was the first question the people asked. But after 10 years, I got kind of used to it, and then yeah, I reacted to it normally. Make some fun of it, stuff. But of course, I mean, bodybuilders, you see that they're doing something different. You don't see a UFC fighter because is built different, but you can see or recognize a UFC fighter with some scars maybe, and
The
some
cauliflower ears.
ears. Okay, so if you see one guy, no, best I don't mess with him if he has some cauliflower ears. So, but bodybuilding different. You see it right away, and then
Yeah.
most people think, okay, bodybuilders probably you don't have or you don't get a lot of out of it. No conversations maybe on stuff, but as soon as they started talking to me, they understood that bodybuilding is not just about training and eating food until you cannot walk, something like this. And they understood there's science behind it. That's all work. It's all planned. It's all a goal. It's not easy. So it's like I always say, it doesn't matter. It's sport or business. That's you have to go full in.
Right. Well, you definitely have done that over the years, and the fact that it's led you to some amazing accomplishments, and now I'm here chatting with you. It's a really cool thing for me. So thank you so much for hopping on here today, for taking the time. It has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, Dennis.
Likewise, thank you so much, and I apologize for my English. Sometimes, I speak three languages every day, and sometimes my head just messes everything up, and then I need to build a structure again, and then get online again. So something like this. But anyways, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure, and yeah, hopefully gonna do another interview very soon. And I wish you all the best. You mentioned you have a lot to do with wrestling and everything. So and yeah, now doing a lot of interviews with some bodybuilders, and yeah, I wish you a lot of luck and all the best.
Thank you so much for the kind words. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on, learning more of these stories and more about you. So just thank you so much. And to everyone watching, this has been the incredible Dennis Wolf. I am the interview queen, Alicia Atout. Be sure to check out aliciaatout.com for all exclusive interviews and features, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Alicia, bye bye.